The NFL Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, nearby Fawcett Stadium, 50,000 cramming into this little town for what is truly a slice of Americana. Hall of Fame Enshrinement Day today. 24,000 plus will be in the stadium. A spectacular Hall of Fame day here in Canton, Ohio. And we welcome you to that. I'm Frank Gifford with Al Michaels and Dan Deerdorf. We also welcome you to the kickoff of our 26th season of Monday Night Football, and traditionally we open here in Canton, Ohio, and today we will have a first for you, and a first for the two expansion teams. They are both undefeated as they come into this one, Jacksonville and Carolina. And Al, I guess you could say expansion in the NFL, however, is not like it used to be.
Those old expansion teams didn't have the benefit of free agency, so these teams have some big names. Just a thumbnail sketch. First, the Carolina Panthers are coached by Dom Capers. He was the architect of the recent great Pittsburgh defenses, so the premium is on defense. They'll play a 3-4. Offensively, Frank Reich, who banked up Jim Kelly at Buffalo for several years, will be the quarterback. We'll see a lot of Kerry Collins. Jacksonville is coached by Tom Coughlin, who could have had the Giants job 2 years ago, opted to stay at Boston College. Tom Coughlin has been on the job for over a year, so his program in place, his staff in place. His quarterback will be Steve Berline, formerly of the Raiders, the Cowboys, and the Cardinals. We'll detail the players, of course, as we go along. But, Dan, in addition to, from a PR sense, each team would like to win the game, of course. But really, what do the coaches want to come out of today's game with?
Well, I think Dom Capers and Tom Coughlin can look at things a little bit different than their brethren of the other 28 teams around the NFL, and that is simply this. Those other clubs are all making decisions on personnel, trying to get ready for the opener on Labor Day weekend. Well, I think that these two guys have a luxury in that, well, yes, they're trying to put on a representative ball club here for the 95 season, but they're making decisions on personnel for the opener 2 and 3 and 4 years down the road when they are realistically going to be in a position to make a run for a playoff spot. But Carolina, both North and South, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are in the National Football League. It has been a long struggle for both of those cities. They have expended great deals of energy and money, but they're about to bear fruit this afternoon. On behalf of everybody else in the National Football League, to the Carolinas and Jacksonville, welcome to the big show.
So a historic game in Canton, Ohio on a very hot day. Temperature approaching the 90-degree mark, but no threat of rain. It's nice and dry. And a chance for each franchise to make its NFL debut. Tom Coughlin was an assistant coach with the New York Giants in the 1990 season, and that meant he was a man who has a Super Bowl ring because the Giants defeated the Buffalo Bills in Super Bowl 25 in Tampa. Then went to Boston College. We mentioned had a chance to coach the Giants when Ray Handley was fired a couple of years back. Turned it down, and then the right situation for him came along in Jacksonville. So he took the job, and he has been in place since February of 1994. He's been a coach without a team to play a game with for about 17 months. And on the other side of the field, Dom Capers. Now, when Carolina was granted its franchise, clearly one of the people who was available had he decided to come back into coaching was Joe Gibbs of the Redskins. But Joe was not ready to get back into coaching, so the Panthers turned their attention to other prospects. And in fact, they were so hot to get Capers that in effect they tampered, because Dom had been coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs last year, but Carolina wanted to get him in place and in position, and so they signed him before they legally could have, and it cost them some money and a couple of draft choices. That's how much they wanted Dom Capers.
Of course, he was highly sought after and one of the young coaches to come to the fore in the last few years. But I think, Dan, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of offense they bring to this expansion team. They had to take players perhaps that they didn't want to take that would fit the type of offense they wanted to go. We would know what Pittsburgh was doing with their 3-4 defense. They're back to a 3-4 defense. But what are they going to do offensively? And what we're going to see from head coach Tom Coughlin. This is in Boston College. Will it resemble the offense under Bill Parcells when he was last for the Giants?
Well, what offense we see from Jacksonville, we'll see led by that guy Steve Berline, who still has a lot of good football. He's, been around. His stint with Al Davis and the Raiders wasn't very satisfying. He ends up with Buddy Ryan in Arizona. That wasn't very satisfying, and now he gets a shot at it here in Jacksonville, although you get the impression that down the road Mark Brunell is the guy they're looking for. And there's the southpaw Brunell, formerly with the Green Bay Packers, and the best arm in this Jacksonville camp, and we'll get a good look at him this afternoon.
You have some famous quarterbacks, if you're wondering about that. Andre Ware, you might wonder where he was last year. He was cut by Minnesota, didn't play last year, and now coming out on the field, this is Frank Reich. Remember him, of great Buffalo fame 3 years ago, and pulling that playoff game, 32 points down in the fourth quarter to defeat Houston. He looks like the starter, at least initially, but then they turn around and take Kerry Collins after they'd signed Frank Reich. Kerry Collins, the rookie first-round draft pick out of Penn State, so it's going to be a quarterback battle.
This is a weekend long in pomp and circumstance. It's normally a festive weekend because of the inductees into the Hall of Fame, but of course it is just magnified tenfold by the fact that it's two football teams walking onto the field for the very first time, and the excitement level here, there are thousands of fans from both Jacksonville. Otto Graham, you see right out there.
Get out of the way, Otto.
He can still move.
Our toss today will be with a ceremonial coin honoring the Pro Football Hall of Fame for 1995. Tails, heads, the ceremonial toss, and the actual toss called by owner Mr. Richardson. If you'll call it while it's in the air.
Red Cashin, the referee.
Heads is called. Heads is the call. Your choice. They'll receive. Carolina won the toss, chose to receive. Gentlemen, let's play football.
So the Panthers and the Jaguars. Teams numbers 29 and 30 in the NFL. The Panthers, and Wayne Weaver is the founder and owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. His team has been placed, at least for this season, in the AFC Central. And that means they'll have to contend with the likes of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cleveland Browns, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Houston Oilers. 30-yard return, and Frank Reich out of the University of Maryland. In his 11th year, but for so many seasons, the backup to Jim Kelly, though he did make the most of his relatively few starts. Barry Foster, the ex-Steeler, Bob Christian, the ex-Bear, Don Beebe, the ex-Bill, along with Mark Carrier, the ex-Brown, are the wideouts, and Pete Metzelaars, formerly of Buffalo, at tight end. Most recent team, except for the rookies, and they have two on the left side of the line. Brockermeyer, one of their #1 draft choices, and Peterson, two rookies on the left side. Whitley from the Chargers, Boatswain played with the champion 49ers, and Derek Graham of the Kansas City Chiefs, the interior 5. With the Panthers, 2nd down and 6, up at the 41-yard line with Foster in motion. And Frank Reich with a short drop, and the first pass is complete to Mark Carrier, who makes the catch at the 48-yard line, just a little shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Now Jacksonville defensively, Logan Pritchett, the ex-Lion, Don Davey played at Green Bay, and Jeff Lageman, the biggest of those names, the former Jet. Problems in the middle, though. Williams, Goganius, and Williams are the linebackers. They are weak there. Somebody has to emerge. Clark and Washington are experienced corners. Colin and Carrington are experienced safeties. So a lot of former starters, but again, as is the case with both teams, mixing and matching.
40-second clock will be kept on the field.
And with Hawes in motion, Barry Foster works his way up to the 49-yard line, and it's going to be very close to a first down.
One of those guys, when he got the corner office, kept true to his word.
He stay healthy. That is the whole key for Barry Foster.
Well, 2 years he had that big problem with the ankle. It's still troubling him somewhat, but they're going to just kind of live with it.
3rd and 9 from the 50-yard line. 4-man rush. Wright stays in the pocket, throws complete to the 40-yard line. Willie Green makes the catch, and that is a first down.
52 for his entire career, and he's in his 5th season. Just a quick slant in and a good look by Reich and a good delivery, and Denny Clark, who is known for good
available in the expansion draft because of the salary cap. It's an unprecedented collection by both of these teams.
On 3rd and 6, the pass was right there. They want a flag. Al Jackson covering Willie Green, but there is no flag. Defense. Quarterback is Steve Berline. They plucked him in the expansion draft. 8th year in the league. Went to Notre Dame. was a Raider, a Cowboy, and most recently a Cardinal. Reggie Cobb, formerly with Tampa Bay, last year Green Bay, and Lachey Maston from Houston. The running backs, Howard and Tillman, are the wide receivers, and Derek Brown, a couple of years ago, the Giants' #1 draft choice, the tight end. Bruce Wilkerson comes over from the Raiders. Sean Bowens from Detroit. Dave Weidel from Denver, the center. Tom Islinski from the Bears, and Brian DeMarco, a rookie from Michigan State at right tackle. And their first play from scrimmage, a running play. To the outside goes Reggie Cobb for a loss of 2 yards.
Right side, DeMarco should be a backup, and now they're both having to play out of position.
And given the state of that offensive line, you might be looking around the huddle calling for volunteers.
Panthers play a 3-4. Now that's the strength of the defense. Lathan, Mills, Butcher, and Connor, especially the outside backers, and some veterans in that secondary, McKyer and Smith on the corners. Bubba McDowell and Brett Maxey are the safeties. So each team featuring a lot of players who have started a lot of games through their careers. It is 2nd and 17 after the penalty, and Reggie Cobb gets it back to the original line of scrimmage, which was the 11. It'll be 3rd down and 10. 3rd down and 10 now from the 11-yard line. No score. 9:23 to go in the first quarter. Burline avoids the sack and throws on the run, and the pass is caught up at the 32-yard line by Desmond Howard.
For DeMarco, but a big play for Jacksonville.
21-yard pickup. First down from the 32-yard line. Burline protected well, then throws, and it's incomplete. Cedric Tillman looks around for a flag
And gets it.
Rod Smith with the coverage. They plucked him from New England in the expansion draft, and the flag is down at the 40-yard line.
But Smith made a great play. Right up to the point where he should have caught it for the interception. He was.
You saw Andre Ware. We probably won't see him today. We will see Mark Brunell. And now James Stewart goes nowhere on his first pro carry. Coming up to make the tackle was Mike Fox, the free agent pickup from the New York Giants.
Places they didn't want it to be. And it didn't get them off to a great start in the eyes of the other 29 teams, but they were excited.
Burline flushed out of the pocket, looks downfield. Good coverage by the secondary, and Steve is taken down by Tyrone Poole at the 44-yard line, and the Jaguars will punt for the first time.
And the quote-unquote voluntary camps, you're right, they are working year-round.
3rd down and 8 now from the 23-yard line. Reich under pressure. Throws against the grain, and Barry Foster was the intended receiver up at the 25-yard line, and even had it been completed, would have been considerably shy of the first down. So
it's just intending to throw it away completely, but gets the ball a little closer to an interception than he would have liked.
Tommy Barnhart kicking toward Desmond Howard. 42-yard kick.
Hello!
And Desmond Howard gets by Barnhart. They're not going to get it from behind, and that's the first touchdown in the history of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And it was beautiful. Desmond Howard, who struggled so mightily with the Washington Redskins, they finally made him available.
The freshly minted Jacksonville Jaguars, thanks to the Heisman Trophy winner from Michigan, leading the Panthers 7-0. Hollis out of the University of Idaho. And it's a short kick. It bounces at the 20 and bounces back. That's a free ball. The 27-yard line. It is a loose ball. And
the Jacksonville bench sure seems to think that they have it.
Nothing yet from any of the officials.
Well, it may have changed hands a couple times already, as we well know.
That thing will be in tatters when it comes out of there.
Line judge trying to work his way in there. Don Capers looking on. And it does belong to Jacksonville. Lachey Maston comes up with the football.
So a couple of special teams mistakes here by Carolina have got them in a hole.
That wasn't even.
You're right. No, Maston had it.
We're waiting around to see what happens.
The Jags. What's right? I like the Jags.
1st and 15.
Mick Jagger would like.
From the 32-yard line. And the catch is made by Rich Griffith down at the 25-yard line.
And of course, Been a steady player for so long for New Orleans. Comes in now and takes over and is the leader of this team. He's a little man, 5'9", 232 pounds, but works perhaps harder than anyone in this league.
And a tremendous football intellect, and Dom Capers yesterday admitting that there are things that we on the coaching staff don't see that Sam points out to us.
And on 2nd and 8, the pass intended for Desmond Howard, and Rod Smith again coming in, and we've got a flag.
No question, he made contact before the ball was there.
To win that game for Michigan his senior year.
I wonder if that was against Smith.
That I do not know.
From the 18-yard line, Beuerlein takes off and slides to a stop at the 9-yard line. So Steve improvises for a good gain. It'll be 2nd and short. That is some exacta. 2nd down and 2 at the 10-yard line. Swinging to the outside is Stewart, and a nice play by Gerald Williams breaking through from the nose to take him down for a 4-yard loss. Capers knows all about a guy like Gerald Williams, and Dom playing that 3-4. And interestingly, of the 30 teams in the league, Carolina is one of only 3. The Pittsburgh, New England, and Carolina will play the 3-4 this year as their base defense. Beuerlein on 3rd and 5, stays in the pocket, then guns it, and it's picked off at the 2-yard line by Tim McKyer. And McKyer brings it back out to the 26-yard line.
Oh, Beuerlein's thrown right into his zone. McKyer just laying off, reading Beuerlein.
First quarter, he has played for, we're talking about Beuerlein playing for a lot of different coaches and the combination that he has seen. Beuerlein throwing the interception there into the arms of McKyer as they check out the clock here. The clock now showing 1:25 to go in the first quarter.
Wait, it's a pretty big time drop.
Pretty streaky ball club last year.
They're a better ball club this year.
On 2nd and 12, the pass is complete. That's Don Beebe making the catch right to Beebe, as was the case a number of times through the years in Buffalo on a first down. As we start the second quarter, a look at Kerry Collins. We'll see him later, the 5th man picked in the draft, the quarterback from Penn State, and the quarterback of the future.
6'4", 208. Look at him tower over us.
This is Christian on a draw, picks up the first down, gets into Jacksonville territory, wrestled down by Darren Carrington at the 39-yard line.
Never been on a football team that everybody associated with that club just didn't love the kid. Great special teams player, good blocker. This is a rare opportunity to really get out and show something running the football. It just always seems to
against Houston. On 3rd and 6, right throws, and it's almost picked off. Intended for Beebe. Good coverage on the play, though. That's Vinnie Clark, ex-Saint and Falcon, with the coverage.
Clark made his break before Beebe. I don't know what his read was, but it tipped him off before Don Beebe even broke.
51-yard field goal attempt by John Casey is no good. Appeared to have the distance, but it was wide to the right, well wide to the right. And so Carolina is still scoreless with 12:48 to go in the half. The Jaguars will get the ball back, and they lead 7-0 to back up Steve Beuerlein. And who knows what's going to happen to Mark as he develops. I talked to Tom Coughlin yesterday about his hopes for Brunell, and he certainly hopes that he'll be more than a backup quarterback. And so he comes in here from the 42-yard line, and the lefty goes right to the air, but everybody's covered, so he takes off and picks up about 4 yards before he is stopped by Sam Mills.
Miami.
3rd and 5. Brunell almost slipped and then throws, and it's caught at the 47-yard line. That's going to be a first down. He threaded it to Ernest Gibbons. Season game when they face the Houston Oilers, and so is Kevin Gilbride.
And and you looked at that graphic that showed you Ernest's numbers, 542 career receptions. This is a guy who's posting surprises a lot of people.
From the 46-yard line, and they're going to let him throw it. Well, he may make the Hall of Fame as a catcher, but not as a pitcher.
Leg with the guy, and Myslansky got caught.
2nd and 20 now for the Jaguars from the 43. Jacksonville leading 7-0. And through the middle, losing the ball is Stewart. And the Panthers recover. So the rookie from Tennessee, James Stewart, coughs it up. Steve Lofton, the defensive back, 4th year out of Texas A&M,
Well, it bounced
with
off.
the recovery.
It bounced him up with it. Somebody pops it out. Sam Mills. The expansion draft at Philadelphia.
3rd down and 6 now at the 45-yard line. Frank Reich, the long-time backup to Jim Kelly in Buffalo, throws. Christian makes the catch. And Bobby picks up a 1st down, taking it to the 31-yard line.
Dave touched on it earlier, Dan. Christian is the type of football player you want on your football team. He'll play on special teams. He'll catch the ball. He'll run the football. But he is always the kind of guy that's going to look great in preseason because he's ready to play the minute he puts it on.
Well, this guy was ready to play when he was in the 8th grade.
We report everything. 2nd down and 7. End around. TB. And he picks up a 1st down before he's forced out of bounds at the 17-yard line.
This is a good sustained drive here, being returned by Desmond Howard for Jacksonville.
From the 17, the fake to Foster, and then Reich lofts one into the arms of Christian. And Bobby Christian is in for the touchdown. The signal coming late. There is a flag down, however.
It wasn't, it is.
Face mask, number 96 on the defense. That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
Well, there it is.
Carolina gets their first touchdown. Great effort by Bob Christian.
And kind of justice being served here for Christian. He has really labored away on this drive. Not well defended by Jacksonville. Those guys were late to close, and a nice job stretching the ball out and breaking the
point by John Casey was good after the Jacksonville fumble. Carolina cashes in. 8:13 to go in the first half. The game tied at 7. Steve Largent when we come back.
Right.
Randy Jordan just picked up 3 on the first play in this series at 2nd down and 7, and Brunell hands the ball to Jordan again, who fights his way close to a 1st down.
To Congress, and then in January to the Hall of Fame, and people ask me now, what are you going to do next year?
I don't know, and also your first year of eligibility. That's impressive.
What can I say? You're talking about a guy that if the ball was near him, he just sucked it up. He just caught every one.
Rich Griffith catches this one over the middle on a 3rd and 2 to cross the 50 and give the Jags a 1st down.
There one of them at halftime. We'll take a look at him in action.
Brunell off the play fake. Great protection. Finds the open man over the middle, and that is Randy Jordan, and a marker goes down at the behind the line of scrimmage as Lamar Lathan on a late hit of Brunell to go in the first half in Canton, Ohio. Mark Brunell throws off his back foot, has it picked off, intercepted by Tyrone Poole, one of the Panthers' #1 draft choices. And Tyrone Poole from Fort Valley State takes it all the way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Paul Butcher came on the blitz. Paul Butcher, the middle linebacker, untouched coming up the middle, and that's the reason there's an interception return for a touchdown.
Tyrone Poole.
Right there, see Butcher, number 53. He hurries the throw. Brunell throws off his back foot. The pass floats on him, and then Tyrone Poole does his thing.
Poole had to jump for that. He's only 5'8". Ordinary defensive back, he'd have been taking it in stride.
85 have their first ever lead. 14-7 with 3:59 to go in the half. What a shot. At players who have been regulars in the NFL at one point or another. Carolina with 24 of them, and Jacksonville 16, who in 1994 were regulars. Carolina with a total of 12. Jacksonville with 10 guys who were regulars last year. Barry Foster has rushed for over 1,000 yards in his career, as has Reggie Cobb. And each team has a man. Dallas and Minnesota coming in the early 60s. Dallas in 1960 didn't win a game. Minnesota the following year came in with Tarkenton 3-11, and the Falcons, Miami in 66, New Orleans in 67, and Cincinnati in 68, 0-3-11. Seattle was 2-12 in 76, and John McKay's Tampa Bay Bucks were winless in 76.
Played all through those championship seasons.
On 1st down now, Reich under pressure and gets taken down back at the 37-yard line by Ernie Logan. The Jacksonville Jaguars 7. instrumental in the score as they are in most games in the NFL.
And the big return by Desmond Howard, of course.
Well, you can look at it right there next to the bottom. 3 turnovers leading to 14 points. It's that simple of a game sometimes. Turn it over, you lose.
Carolina outgaining Jacksonville 143 to 110. Second down and 8. Burline stays in the pocket. Open man up at the 40-yard line is Rich Griffin, second-year tight end out of Arizona. Fred Fogey makes the tackle, 14-yard pickup. On the yard line. Burline. And the pass into traffic is caught again by Griffith. Well, we were talking about Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, really? Is that what we were talking about?
That's what we were.
And he says, tell me what you've got. And there he is. Boy, he's waited a long time to coach this game, though, hasn't he?
And what he's got is more autonomy than most coaches in the National Football League. 3rd and 14. Set up a screen over the middle. This is James Stewart. And his best effort of the afternoon brings him out to the 49. Wayne Weaver is the founder of the team. That's Wayne shaking a hand in the back of his booth here.
A football guy in a sense from a personnel standpoint.
Here's Burline throwing deep, and it is caught at the 1-yard line. Jimmy Smith somehow comes up with the football. And then at the 1-yard line. Tyrone Poole with the coverage.
Hey, Tyrone is
drops to his
5'8"
and holds on to it.
If Tyrone had been 5'9", that probably would not have been a completion. A pretty good position and just good concentration on the part of Smith.
Good concentration at the end of the play.
Whoa, watch this.
To hold on to it.
Or did he?
Upon further review, still a catch.
He's probably right.
First and goal, and Stewart vaults into the end zone for a touchdown.
I think it's safe to say that a 6th-round draft choice can't jump that high.
The third quarter, the game tied 14-14, and Leroy Selman in the booth when we come back to Canton, Ohio. On a beautiful Saturday afternoon. There was a lot of movement. I don't see any flags. I do see movement, though, on Collins, who gets taken down hard.
There's got to be a flag.
Carolina winds up with a football. Jason Simmons is the guy who crashed into him.
He's looking around like, now it's an early snap. There's no doubt about that.
That's the center.
But right about here, Collins has just got to go down. Don't stand there and take that shot.
Here's Ernest Givens accepting the punt from Barnhart. And he brings it back to the 50-yard line. So the Jaguars.
Murphy's out.
If that Senior Open has a finish anything like the regular British Open, it'll be something.
Andre Ware is the quarterback, and Randy Jordan is the ball carrier. He takes it to the 44. So here's another Heisman Trophy winner. We talked about Desmond Howard, but Andre really unable to get it started in his career. And
all in 1994. Where the way quarterbacks get hurt and go down.
On 3rd and 3, Ware throws too high, and Ware goes down in the arms of Carlton Bailey. Kerry Collins, the quarterback. Ooh, the handoff to Duell Brewer, and he gets pushed back by Corey Mayfield.
Has been look good in training camp, very quick. 5'8", 200-pounder. It's hammered. Right now, there are a lot of players that have not worked together much.
A brand new feature beginning this fall at the Hall of Fame. 3rd down and 10 at the 19-yard line. And Collins throwing deep and finds his man up at the 41-yard line, threading it into the hands of Greg Clifton for a 21-yard pickup. Carolina now at its own 41-yard line on 1st down. And the handoff to Duell Brewer, second-year man out of Oklahoma, taken down after a minimal gain.
All right, Giants in our 1959 championship game from Johnny Unitas, and then they beat us again.
On 2nd and 9, they run the end around, and to the 42-yard line, Eric Gulliford, who had one moment in the sun a couple of years back with Minnesota when he made a key catch down the stretch to provide a victory for them, and now trying to win a job with the Panthers. Second down, 8 at the 40-yard line. Blitz, it's picked up, and the pass is dropped. And that was Gulliford. Frank Reich done for the day. That's called into play over the headset speaker, and on third down they convert as Vince Marrow, a former Buffalo Bill, makes the catch and takes it to the 21-yard line, and that will end the third quarter. Through 3, it's Carolina 14, Jacksonville 14, and back we come to Canton, Ohio, after this word from our ABC station.
In the 340s. That is a huge hunk of man right there.
As we start the fourth quarter on 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, a 5-yard pickup for Duell Brewer, who gets ridden out of bounds by Monty Grau. So the Panthers trying to retake the lead. Our preseason games will begin at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Regular season 9 Eastern and 6 Pacific per usual. Kerry Collins fires over the middle, and it's incomplete at the 5-yard line. He tried to jam it into Vince Marrow. And we mentioned before, they spent a lot of money to pick him up from Seattle, so he'll go from kicking indoors to outdoors. They think he's one of the best in the league. And he boots this one straight through from 31 yards away to put the Panthers back up on top. 13:44 left in the fourth. Carolina leading Jacksonville by 3.
Had the timing pass. He had the zip when he needed it. Good looking drive.
From the 25-yard line on first down, Andre Ware flushed out. Nowhere to go. Taken down at the 24-yard line. Tackled there by Mark Thomas. Andre Ware, a Heisman Trophy winner, but I'll tell you, that has not been the key to success in recent years. You take a look at some of the Heisman Trophy winners. If you go back a number of years, it used to be with O.J. Simpson, Roger Staubach, Paul Hornung, Earl Campbell, Tony Dorsett. They won the Heisman Trophy in the 60s and 70s, but here are the 6 most recent winners. You have Ware. Ty Detmer out of Brigham Young has made 5. Third down and 11 from the 24-yard line. Ware. And it's a flag at the 28-yard line. Jordan, the intended receiver. Alan Haller, number 24, was there with the coverage.
Pass interference, number 24 on the defense. First down.
To go with it.
2nd and 7. And the pass is caught at the 34-yard line by Gordon Lauro, a rookie out of Boston College. Carolina leading 17-14. And Ware throws it at the feet of Gordon Lauro. And it's 4th down. Back in the game at quarterback for the Jaguars. He played some in the first half. It's 3rd down and 7. And the lefty from Washington dumps it off. And this is James Stewart. The Tennessee rookie takes it down to the 36-yard line and a first down.
First time I met Kellen Winslow, I could not believe I was looking up at a tight end.
Stewart fumbles. And Brent Farinez recovers for the Panthers.
Up and over the top was one of them.
From the 37-yard line now, this is Randy Jordan. Tries to pick up the first down and is very close to it as he is shoved out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
He turned and led the AFC a year ago, and he's getting a good look-see as a running back.
The up back now, this is Judd Garrett. His brother Jason is the quarterback at Dallas, who led the Cowboys to a Thanksgiving Day victory last year. Garrett out of Princeton picks up the first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And Trudeau hands the ball off to Randy Baldwin, and he is tackled back at the line of scrimmage. A 3-yard loss. Mike Thompson, a rookie from Wisconsin.
That is the best thing for next week. They can be a little more prudent.
On 2nd and 12, Trudeau under pressure and incomplete. 3rd down.
You don't think expansion team when you look at what they've assembled in that trio, and they like their rookie Jerry Colquitt.
Deeper certainly than most as well. Third down and long, and it's caught at the 37.5-yard line by Darrell Frazier, and it'll be in that precise because he had to get to the 38. They picked up the first down by about, well, maybe they picked up the first down. They
same state, although really North and South Carolina, this is their team when you talk to the people down there. There's not much of a state boundary as far as they're concerned.
And that's why they are designated the Carolina Panthers, as Judd Garrett takes it to the 35-yard line. They'll have that new stadium in downtown Charlotte ready for play next year. Now known as Jacksonville Municipal Stadium, at least for the moment, until somebody buys the rights to rename it in their honor. On third down and 8, the catch is made for a first down to the 24-yard line by Brian Wiggins. 4.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The Panthers leading by 3 and threatening again. And threading his way through the middle is Tony Smith. And a flag goes down. He takes it to the 16-yard line.
Illegal shift. 2 men were moving at the snap. 5 yards, still first down.
I hope she has a Nielsen book. 2nd and 12.
I think I'm a throwaway. It's you and Frank that she really listens to.
That's where they'll be, the Panthers in the NFC West. And to the 21-yard line goes Eddie Fuller. Of course, it'll be fourth down and a field goal attempt upcoming. 39-yard field goal attempt by John Casey here to try to put the Panthers on top by 6. And the kick is good. Dom Capers has watched his team extend its lead to 20-14. And 7 left in regulation. Jacksonville at its own 35-yard line. And Mark Brunell out of the shotgun now. Fires into the middle. The catch is made up at the 49-yard line and hauled in there by Charles Davenport for a first down. As in the regular season, if the game is tied at the end of the fourth, there is overtime. And it's fired to the 30-yard line, and it should have been caught there, but it was dropped by Shannon Baker. Here comes the blitz. On the blitz. But Brunell gets it away. The pass is incomplete. Good coverage on the play. And the blitz was on. They sent 6.
Reading, be on the same page with the quarterback.
And Dom Capers giving an indication of how he will play things in the regular season on that play. 4th down and 8 at the 49-yard line. Brunell throwing and caught for a first down at the 37-yard line on 4th and 8.
He was there, and that was fun.
Now Brunell on first down after converting on 4th down. Takes off and has another first down and dives to the 20-yard line. And Brunell avoids the sack, directs traffic, takes off again, runs out of bounds at the 16-yard line. 3rd down and 6 now at the 15-yard line with a minute and a half to go. And Brunell fires into traffic and it's incomplete. The defensive back had his back to the play. Derek Brown at the goal line. They blitz from the corner. The pass is complete. It is caught by Derek Brown. He takes it to the 4. It'll be 1st and goal. Brunell fires too high. Again, he was going for Derek Brown, who's become his man on this drive. 17 to play. Keep it on the ground. Stewart fights his way inside the 2-yard line. 3rd and goal upcoming. 3rd down and goal from just inside the 2.
David Selden with Mercury.
Jacksonville down by 6, and it's lofted out of the end zone. Little timing play, but John Morton would have had to have been about 9 feet 7 to make the catch.
Early, and I'll give you a little treat. Al, you've taken up the game that Dan and I love so much.
Jacksonville down by 6. Cornell under center. Throws into the end zone. Incomplete at the goal line. Steve Lofton, the defensive back with the coverage on the play. Intended for Mike Williams.
It was an outstanding play by Lofton.
20-14.
And congratulations to the big cheese.
Yeah.
Dom Capers.
And Lynn Swan is corralling Dom. And let's hear from the coach, which we will in just a moment as we go to Lynn Swan. Swanee?
Thank you very much, Al. Dom, I think we should leave it up to you to describe how you feel about this first win.
Well, I hope that all of our wins aren't that tight. That can put a lot of gray hairs in your head just starting out right out of the blocks.
And I talked to your mom. She was rooting hard for you. She said this was the most important game she's ever seen.
Well, it was nice to come back home and start out with a win, get a win under our belt. We know a lot more about our football team after this game than we did going in, and we'll continue to hopefully progress throughout the preseason, and we've got an awful lot of work to do.
I know it's going to take a little time to sit back and look at the film, to review how everybody played. But let's talk about your quarterbacks and their performance and how you feel about that.
Well, I think for the most part they did a good job. Like a lot of first games, we had a little error here or there that hurt us in drives, but the biggest thing and the biggest difference in the game was not turning the ball over on offense and then turning the ball over 3 times on defense, and that's the way most games go. Whoever wins that takeaway giveaway normally wins the game.
It seemed that you settled them down offensively like you wanted to for the second half.
Well, we went out and we put together some drives and moved down and got some points on the board.
Defense, Dom Capers all the way.
Well, we wanted to come out and try to set the tempo, and we want to be an aggressive attacking defense. Tyrone Poole had the big interception for the touchdown, and we fortunately made the play there at the end, but we don't like to take it down to 4th down where they score, they win, and if we make a play, we win. But fortunately, we made the play.
So when you go back and you evaluate this game, what are the things you're going to change? What are the things you want to adjust most?
Well, as I mentioned, we have an awful lot of work to do. This is a start, the first time that our players have ever played together. You really didn't know a lot what to expect. They've worked awful hard. I'm happy that we were able to come away with a win because I think we'll be able to learn a lot from both the positive and the negative and build on that. And we need to go back to work and get a lot done this next week to get ready for Chicago.
You told me something I thought was very interesting. You said for 17 years as an assistant coach and coordinator, you'd always watch the games from the booth. This was the first time in that amount of time you were going to coach it from the sideline. You were concerned about your perspective of the game and your view. How was it?
Well, it was a lot different. 17 years sitting up there looking down on things, and now you're on the sideline, but I'm sure that I'll adjust.
How do you feel? I was standing next to the players. Donnie Shell, who was one of my teammates in Pittsburgh, got down to the crunch time. They're on the goal line. I saw him run out there. He wanted to get out there and play the game.
Well, we have a lot of enthusiasm among our players right now. The thing that I'm the most encouraged by is our players. They've done everything we've asked them to do. They've got a great attitude, and hopefully we can take this win today and just build on it.
Now, we realize that the most important thing for you is making decisions about players and how you build this team for the future. But when it came down to those last few seconds, what was the only thing on your mind?
Well, I was hoping that we would make the play that would give us a chance to come away with a good feeling. There's such a fine line in between whether you have a winning team or a losing team, and what we saw out there today, this game could have gone either way, and that's the way that most games go in the NFL. And if you're 8-8, you're an average team, and if you're 6-10, you're a loser, and if you're 10-6, you go to the playoffs. And normally speaking, there might be a couple plays in the season that make a difference whether you go to the playoffs or you're a losing team. So we just have to find a way to come together and try to make those plays at the critical time. And fortunately, we did today.
One of the things before the game that Kerry Collins told me, he said he was happy that the coaches told him that there's no pressure on him to be a starter right away. He has the opportunity to learn and not have to jump in like a Drew Bledsoe did in New England. Will you continue to put him in that position until he's ready?
Well, that's the approach we'd like to take with Kerry. We think that Kerry has an awful lot of ability. I think you saw some of it out there today, and we would like to bring him along slow, give him a chance to learn the system before we put him out there and put him in charge of everything.
Well, congratulations on the first game for the Carolina Panthers. You come out the winner. Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you, Lynn.
Al?
All right, thank you, Lynn. Carolina wins it by 6. They go to Chicago, play the Bears at Soldier Field Friday, and the Jaguars go to Miami to Joe Robbie Stadium to meet the Dolphins on Friday. Well, among the things back this year on Monday Night Football, Hank Williams Jr. Let's take a listen.
It's time to play. Football's coming on tonight. So get ready. I mean, get ready. Are you ready for some football? For Monday night party? Yeah, this is old Hank and I'm back and I'm ready to get this thing started. So put the teams on the field and get them pumped up right. 'Cause all my rowdy friends are back for Monday night. Rock 'em, boys! Now everyone watches the primetime show from New York and Boston to old Frisco. We love to see the snap from the lineman hit, the bruising back and the linebacker blitz, the big upsets and the last-minute drive, pinpoint passes and TD dive. Those girls in Dallas to Cleveland's pound. ABC's got the biggest game in town. Oh, you're ready for some football? A Monday night party? This is Rockin' Randall Hank, ready to get this thing started. Get those helmets crashing, the crowd is sight, 'cause all my rowdy friends are back for Monday night. Yes, everybody is a fan. This is the biggest party, man. We got Frank and Al and Dan. They're gonna get it kick-started. Britain men are all set. It's the time that is right. All my rowdy friends are here on Monday night.
Carolina wins it 20-14. Gents, a fun way to get the season started. The newly minted teams, and it was a highly competitive and an entertaining game.
I was impressed. I've been coming to Canton, Ohio, the Hall of Fame game for many, many years, and we've seen a lot worse teams. Personnel-wise, we've seen a lot worse games, and I did Tampa Bay, I did Seattle in their expansion teams. These are two far better football teams in their initial year than both of those clubs in their expansion year for obvious reasons.
Well, they have a lot more talent. They have a lot more experience. They have many more veteran ball players. It's going to get a little tougher for them, though, here on out, because each one of these teams has holes. Both of them have, I think, a great deal of work to do with their offensive lines. They've got some areas that aren't going to be easily filled for them, and as the competition picks up as we get closer to the Labor Day weekend, we're going to find out that they really are expansion.
How do you think they'll finish?
I think if either one of them wins 5 games, they ought to be proud of themselves.
Absolutely.
I'd say 5.
Yeah, I'd say 3 or 4.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you from San Diego. It's the Chargers hosting the Minnesota Vikings. That's a week from Monday. That's the story from Canton, Ohio. Al Michaels for Frank Gifford, Dan Deerdorf, and Lynn Swan.